Hey guys, so today I want to show you my interpretation of taking your makeup from day to night. I realized I've never done this before and I don't know why, but here we are today. And yeah, I think the eyeshadows that I'll be using will mainly be like browns and blacks. Those are shadows that most people have, and if you don't have like a true brown shadow, you could always use a bronzer, all of that, right? So I think this will be a good first video for one of these, as if I'm gonna do like a lot of them. And I'm pretty sure that covers everything that I can at least remember to say at this point right now. So let's get into it. Of course, we are gonna be starting with the day makeup. And for this, I really want the focus to be on the skin, because with the eyes, I just like to keep them lighter usually during the day. So I still wanna give you guys like an eyeshadow option. So I'm not just gonna do like the bare minimum. Well, kind of the bare minimum when it comes to shadow, but I still want to give you a little something, like more of like a glam day look, if you will. I say that now and then watch it be like the most natural thing. My skin has already been prepped with my skincare and my trusty E.L.F duo, and I've also added a brow gel and eye primer to my eyes. For the first layer for the complexion, I, as you know, have been using the E.L.F Halo Glow a ton. So today I do want to switch it up and use the AURIC Glow Less, because this is a divine product. So I'm going to be taking this all over the place, mainly focusing it on your usual highlighted areas, but I'm also going to focus this a tad bit on the under eyes. This is something I like to do with products like these, because I just find that it helps to reflect the light and it allows this area to appear a bit more lit than it actually is. So for foundation, I'm going to do the Camo CC cream. I know that this is a really good foundation and it wears nicely throughout the day. I have evened out the overall skin tone, but I still have blemishes coming through. I didn't really touch underneath my eyes, just a very light layer. We're not trying to cover everything in this moment. Moving on to liquid contour. This is the one from MILANI in the shade Ginger. And this is actually, honestly, a bronzer shade for me, okay? I keep saying contour, and it just isn't the right shade for that. And I always say I need to pick up a new one, and I just have not done that. I'm gonna begin buffing this out. I'm actually gonna start with my nose because I don't want to continue to add more product on there, so this way it's going to be the first thing that I blend out, and anything else will be carried on to the rest of my face. While we're at it, I am going to actually take that right up into that crease and honestly just go in with the same brush. You can just see that it gives the most beautiful bronze to the eyelids. It's always a great thing to use your bronzer in your crease or for your eyeshadow in general, because it's gonna look really cohesive and pretty much like a foolproof makeup look, I think, every single time. Moving on for concealer, I am gonna take something that is pretty full coverage. That way I don't have to use a lot of the product. So this is the LA Girl Pro Conceal in the shade Cool Nude. And by laying down the product with a brush, I'm ensuring that I'm getting those thin, even layers, and then I'll be able to go in later on and blend it out. Now I'm gonna do a cream blush. This is the one from MILANI in the shade Nude Kiss. And I'm keeping this high up, just like that bronzer. Now I'm gonna set everything with a translucent powder. So I'm gonna take my powder puff and really work that product into that puff. And then start from the center of my face and work my way out. I don't want to bake for this look just because I might have to do that later on to help clean up a few things. I'm going to avoid my cheek area because I still want to keep that really nice and glowy. Now for a tad bit of powder bronzer, I'm going to use the one from ALAMAR, and I'm only going to be dipping into this middle shade here. And I'm very softly dusting that onto the skin. You could definitely go in with a powder blush at this point, but I'm actually really pleased with how that MILANI product is looking. So I'm not going to do more for that. but I will be adding a pinch of highlight. Now for the eyes, we did of course put that liquid contour down, but I do want to just do a little more to this. So I'm going to take the E.L.F. Bite Size Shadow in Carnival Candy. I'm going to pick up that nice matte brown and work that into that crease, and then begin extending that outer corner. Honestly, I forgot how pigmented that shadow is, so this is kind of going on a little more intense than I anticipated, but it's still very, very pretty. I do want to brighten up the actual lid, so I'm going to take that light shadow from that same palette and pat it on top. Mind you, this is also laying down the foundation for the night makeup look. So you don't want to do something that, I mean, do whatever you want actually, okay? Don't listen to me. But for myself, I don't want to do anything that's going to be really hard to, I guess, manipulate later on, because I just want like a really classic look that I can easily add to. Ooh, that actually looks so cute. Sometimes I'd be surprising myself. Literally put 2 eyeshadows down and I was like, oh yeah. Here's the thing, you could totally skip the mascara. Like, honestly, this is really cute and I would probably do that. But for the sake of this video, I do want to add it because I want to show you that it is still possible to put on eyeshadow when you have mascara. Is it the easiest thing? In my opinion, no. Like, it's still kind of annoying to like have to work with that, but I want to do that for today. I only added enough mascara just so that they can definitely like be there and you can see them, but not enough so that like they're super chunky and will get in the way later on. But yeah, here is the daytime look. I mean, I am gonna do my brows, but my battery's about to die, so just pretend I have them on right now. This does not feel heavy at all. Like, I truly don't even feel like I have makeup on. And the eyes are still kept really light and minimal, and I feel like that just pairs really well with this base. I am a really big fan of this. This is definitely like something I do all the time. I know that I'll feel good in it and that it wears really well. So yeah, there we have that. Like I said, my battery is about to die, so I'm just gonna do my brows off camera and then we'll come back for the nighttime look. Okay, and I'm back with brows on. And I also forgot to say that during the day, I just like something super, super comfortable on the lips, so I just added a lip balm. But anyway, we're gonna have to really use our imagination right now, okay? Pretend I've like been out all day, I've been running around, living the life, and my makeup needs a touch up because I'm going out tonight. Okay, so just pretend that is what's happening at the moment. So usually when I've had my makeup on all day, it usually will need some type of like refresh. So I need a mist. I have this one. This is actually the Desi container, but I have the like Mario Badescu. My mom gifted me it like a long time ago. Anyway, but I really love the pump of this little spray, so I just, you know, did all of that. Anyway, let's go ahead and refresh. Okay, that didn't actually come out as good as it usually does because I don't have a lot of product in here, so I need to add more, but it's okay. I'm gonna take my sponge and press it right on top of everything. It, of course, is still damp because it's been like 2 minutes since the first makeup look, but if not, give it a little splash of water, okay? And I'm actually gonna start with my eyes because I want to see how heavy I make those, so that way I know how to help the rest of the face come together. For me, when it comes to just making an eye look more dramatic, I think of 2 things, just like a deep shadow and a shimmer of some sort. I'm gonna start with the Chocolates palette from JUVIA'S Place because this has some really deep browns and beautiful shimmers in here. And I also did pull out a black eyeshadow just in case, which I probably will dip into at some point. Okay, so I'm gonna start off just by taking that like nice brick shadow and placing that right in the crease. My other thing when placing shadow on your lids when you already have mascara is you don't want to put something that's going to have a ton of fallout, because ideally I wouldn't really want to go in with more mascara afterwards because I'll be adding lashes. Now taking a pencil brush and dipping into those deeper shadows from that palette, I'm going to start to add this on that outer corner. By keeping my hand at an angle, I'm able to get right into that little spot. And I'm starting to pull that shadow up into that crease, just on that outer half though. You can already see this is starting to look a lot more intense. I almost wish I did one eye and then compared it to the first thing we had, but I mean, you can kind of still get that idea, right? So I'm just gonna continue with this one so you can really get that visual. Let's also run those shadows on that lower lash line. And I am gonna take a shimmer, so I'm gonna pick this one from the palette. And I'm making sure to tap off the excess. The nice thing about these shadows is that they really don't give you fallout like that, so I can trust that like I'm not gonna have issues with it. I am gonna do a pinch of black just right on that outer lash line. I'm gonna add a black to my waterline, and you guys know I don't like to show this on camera, so hold please. I'm just waiting for my lash to dry. I'm just gonna place that right on that outer half. You know, SHADY came out with some fire eyelashes that I really want to get my hands on. They look so pretty. Anyway, I just wanted to share that. And there we go. One side and the other. Both are, I think, equally just as beautiful. It's just a matter of like what you want to wear in the day and in the night. But I am going to finish off the other eye and then we'll go ahead and add a little more onto the skin. Continuing with the makeup. So contour. We didn't do that the first time. I do want to have it on this time around. I'm using that same trio from before, but only dipping into the deeper shade. I just want my face to be more sculpted with this eye look. I feel like it would complement it really well. I am going to dip into a matte blush and add that right on top. I am using a matte one because I feel like I already have so much glow happening, and I think I might go in with highlight as well, so I don't want to overdo it in that department. Now you could definitely bake for this step right here if you feel like you need to clean any areas up, but I am going to use the ColourPop Pretty Fresh powder because this does a really great job at doing just that, and I don't really showcase it enough, so I want to do that today. I'm gonna take this right below that cheek and help sharpen up that contour. I'm actually gonna hit this right in that T-zone. This does add some coverage as well, so it's a nice little like all-in-one product. And then I'm touching up highlight in any areas that I find needed. And now for lips, I didn't do anything the first time, so for the night I do want to add something, so I'm gonna do a whole combination, starting with the LA Girl Cafe lip liner and then going on to the Kola lip liner from Juvia's Place and topping it off with the soft matte lip cream in Abu Dhabi. Here's the final makeup look. I am honestly so happy with how this turned out. I think that when you are doing a night look that is based off of what you had on throughout the day, you're just trying to enhance it, right? You want it to look as if, you know, you had just done your makeup, and I think that was achieved with this. Like, everything looks very cohesive with one another. Very pleased with this, and I hope you guys are too, and I hope you might have learned something new. You know, that's always great. Thank you guys so much for watching as always, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye. Shake it up. Oh, 1, 2, 3.